We're going to do distance and midpoint today. So distance between 2 points, just how far apart they are. Like, for example, how far is it from me to the wall? You're finding the distance between two things. So there is a distance formula, but it's awfully complicated. So instead, because this is going to work easier, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. And I will spell that for you if you want. You don't have to worry about spelling it correctly. That's not going to be like a thing you get tested on. But we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem because I bet you've heard of it even if you think you haven't. And it is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Have you heard of that before? Yeah. Okay. For triangles, the only really important thing to remember is the C part is going to be your answer. It doesn't matter what order you put A and B in, but the C part is going to be your answer. And again, I'm going to kind of just be your calculator when I'm teaching. I like the computers put away because that's just a respect thing. So I brought up my Desmos and I'll be our calculator for this. So if we want to find the distance between A and B, what we're going to do is draw in the rest of the triangles. So draw yourself a triangle. And bonus question, what kind of triangle is it? Perfect, a right triangle. You have that 90 degrees there. So you're going to draw in the two other parts of your triangle, and we're going to count those distances. So can you count how many little blocks along the bottom do we have?
4, 5.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me show you a way to do this then, okay? Is put a little dot next to each one. That kind of helps when you're counting. So do you see how I did that? Okay, so how many is it? 5. Good. Okay, so that's 5. And then do the same thing with the other side. How many is that? 3. Good. So just put little dots. That helps to like visualize it. And so we're going to put those into our Pythagorean theorem. And again, it doesn't matter which one you put for O and which one you put for B. You cannot mess it up, okay? I'm going to just start with the 5. So it's going to be 5 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. And then you simply work that out. Again, right now, I'm going to be your calculator, but you would just use Desmos, okay? So 5 squared gives you 25. 3 squared gives you 9. We're just going to leave the c squared there. That's what we're trying to solve for. If you add those together, you're going to get 34. And then this is extra bonus question. I will be impressed if anyone knows this. Obviously, if you don't, I'm going to tell you. I'm your teacher, and that's my job. I'm going to tell you what the answer is. But does anyone know, like when you're adding, the opposite would be subtract to undo it. When you're multiplying, the opposite would be divide. Does anyone know how you undo a squared? And a hint, square is in the word. I just want to see if anyone knows. I'm just throwing it out there. It is a square root. Have you heard of that? Or is that what you whispered? Okay. Yeah, I know sometimes it's hard to like speak out. I just like to throw the question out there and see what I get. So what we're going to do is square root both sides. That's what the symbol looks like. And I'm simply going to type that into Desmos and get an answer. Because I don't know what square root of 34 is off the top of my head. And for all of these problems, we're going to round to 1 decimal point, which is the 10th. So when I typed that in, I got 5.8. So 5.8 is our answer. And the last thing you always want to do is try to see if that makes sense, like common sense wise. Does it look like 5.8 is about 6, right? Does it look like from A to B is about 6? Roughly. Like, for example, if you got an answer of 26, my hope is you would go, hey, wait, hold on a second, that's probably not right. Do you get me? Like, so make sure that it looks logical, okay? So that is your distance. All right, midpoint, we're going to find what's halfway between A and B. Your little word to help you remember this is sad. It's stack. You're going to stack the points. add them, and then divide by 2. So it's stack, add, divide. The reason you divide by 2 is because you're finding what's halfway in between. That's a midpoint. So you're dividing, that's a reason you're dividing by 2. So let's list out these points. What would be the coordinate? And when I say coordinate, I mean something, comma, something. For A, can anyone tell me what our coordinate for A is? Yeah, -1 is the X part, good. And then -3, good job, perfect. And then underneath of that, we're stacking them. We're gonna put the other point, which is B. So that would be, yeah, they're both 3, perfect. So we stacked them. Now we're gonna add them together. You could always use a calculator. Again, I'm gonna just sort of be your calculator for this one. Oh yeah, if you add these, good, okay, perfect, nice. You get 2 and then 0. So we did stack, we did add, and then you divide them both by 2. Again, that's because you're finding the middle. If you divide in half, that's gonna give you what is in the middle. Good, 2 over 2 is 1. Yeah, you guys don't even need a calculator, look at you. 0 divided by anything is gonna just be 0. And then, like I said, your last step is make sure it makes sense. If you find the point 1, 0 on here, that's going to be right here. Does that look like it's about in the middle? For example, if you got, 3, 5, I just want you to go, hey, wait, that's probably not right. I had a mistake somewhere. Okay. And then this last one is if this is the midpoint, we want to find the other endpoint. We're going to use something you learned last year, which is slope. Do you remember slope? Like up how much over how much, or down how much over how much? Basically, you're just, drawing in the rest of the triangle like we did with this one. But let's try and go on a journey from A to the midpoint. If you draw in the rest of that triangle like this, we want to see how far down we went and then how far over. And if you want to put your little dots next to them to see, that can help you count them. How much down did we go? Yeah, down 6, and then to the right 3. So from that midpoint, you just want to do that again. Go down 6, and then to the right 3. Basically create like another triangle. So count down 6, right 3. And your answer, what we're trying to get, is that other endpoint. So our final answer to the whole thing is, what is that coordinate? So where did that land, this other endpoint? Yep, 5 and -9, perfect. That's your answer. Now, I would not ask you to do that without a graph, so we're not going to do that one, okay? What we are going to do is, this paper is blank on the other side. Bless you. We're going to use this, bless you, to do the work for some of the little zombie problems there. So go ahead and switch to the other paper. I'm going to draw all over my paper. Probably don't do that on yours, because I'm going to make this be really messy, and I don't want your paper to get super messy. You can kind of just look at mine. So I picked it. We're not going to do all of these, just in case you were like, oh my gosh, this looks like a ton of problems. We're not doing them all, okay? I picked 3 for us to do together, and then you're going to do 3 for your classwork, okay? And we're doing good on time, so we should be able to get it done. So the first one we're going to do together is number 1. And this is we're still finding distances and midpoints. It's just they made it about zombies to make it a little bit more interesting. So read number 1. From your hiding spot, you see the zombie lunch lady, which looks like that. How far away is she? Is that asking for a distance or a midpoint? Distance, how far away she is. So we want distance between you and the zombie lunch lady. So go ahead and flip over. Here's you. And you want to try and find the zombie lunch lady. Can anybody see her? She's kind of down here at the bottom. Do you see this one? like her little hairnet. Now, don't draw what I'm about to draw on your paper because this is going to get really messy and I'm going to have to wipe it off. But if we want to find that distance, what I'm going to do is create this triangle between us. Okay, and you'll kind of just have to look up here to follow along because again, I don't want your paper to get all messed up. But do you see how I did that? How I connected us to the lunch lady and drew in the triangle? Okay, so now we're going to count the little boxes on each side. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So on the blank side of your paper, remember how the notes we did, it was blank? We're going to call this number 1. And I got 16 for that side. So we're going to write 16 squared. Check. Counted right. So 16 squared. Now I'm going to go back and count the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right. So on your blank paper, you're going to write plus 18 squared. So you just count the little boxes and then equals c squared. And we are simply going to use the calculator. All right. So you count the distances along each side, put it in your Pythagorean theorem, and we're going to work it out. So let me see. 16 squared. Anyone want to give a guess? Estimation is an important skill too, to be able to, guess about what it's going to be. It is 256. 18 squared is 324. I just typed it in the calculator. The c squared is going to just stay c squared. And then I'm going to add those together. Oops. Give that 1 second. So that is 580. Hey, how are you doing? Good. Thank you. And then, hey guys, what's the last step? How would you get rid of the squared? Yeah, square root. And again, I'm going to just type that in the calculator. So I'm going to type square root 580. Okay, so let's talk about rounding really quick. I got 24.08. And if we want to round to one place, what is that going to round to? Yeah, it'll be, well, we want to have it be 24 point something, 0.1. Good. When do you round up? Yeah, when it's above 5. So if this was a 5 or above, you would round it up. All right, cool. We are going to do next number. I just picked 3 of them for us to do. We're going to do number 4 together next. So while I'm wiping off this triangle from my board, can you all just read number 4? Just read number 4 and think about what it's asking. And see if you can decide if it's asking you for a midpoint or a distance. So what do you think number 4 is asking you for? Good. It is a midpoint. We're finding midpoint between the science teacher and who else? You. Okay, so we're finding midpoint between the science teacher, who looks like this. He's kind of got like one leg up in the air, and you. So midpoint is SAD, stack, add, divide. So let's find our coordinates for us. Don't count the little boxes. You want to use the numbers that are already labeled. It'll be negative 17, and then negative 5. Are you guys seeing that there? Negative 17, negative 5. That's us. So I'm going to write negative 17, negative 5. And then stack them. We want the coordinates for the science teacher. He has like one leg kind of up in the air. Can you find him? Yeah, good. It looks like, yeah, good. Negative 13 and 20. Perfect. Good job. All right, so stack, add, divide. So now we're going to add them. That's going to be negative 30 and, oh, good job, and 15. So stack, add, and then we're going to divide by 2. Again, that's to get the middle. If you divide something in half, that's going to give you the middle. And so your answer is negative 15, comma, 7.5. 15 divided by 2 will give you 7. If you double 7, you get 14. It's just 15 instead, so 7.5. So we're going to do one more together, and then you're going to do a couple for your classwork. The other one we're going to do together is number 5. So go ahead and read number 5 and see if you think it's asking you for a midpoint or a distance. We're going to look at number 5. So this one right here. So do you think midpoint or distance? Yeah, distance. We went from Jennifer to Josh. So flip over and let's see if we can find them. And again, don't draw this because it's going to make the paper messy. I kind of put mine in plastic and wiped it off. Where's Jennifer? She had like hair out behind her. Oh yeah, she's like right here. And then what did Josh look like? Josh kind of has like one arm out to the side. Where is he? Oh, like right there. So these two. Okay, so we're gonna draw in, well, I'm gonna draw in the triangle, and we're gonna count the little boxes. Oh my gosh, that is so many. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 is what I got for that. So 27. On your paper, you're gonna write 27 what? Perfect, good. Plus, and now I'm going to go back and count the other side, which was a lot less, thank goodness. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So other side is 6. Squared, perfect, thank you, before I could even ask. And then equals, see, beautiful, those are awesome. All right, I'm going to type in, believe it or not, I don't know what 27 squared is off the top of my head. 729. I do know 6 squared, but does anyone know 6 squared? 6 times 6? Yeah, 36. Beautiful. All right, add them together, and you get 765. And then your last step is square root. And that came out to 27.65. So if we round to 1 decimal point, what is the like final answer? Yep, good. 27.7. Beautiful. Sorry, I'm trying to stop my recording here.